All right, Coach, thank you so much for joining me today as we get ready for a rivalry game against Francis Marion. Uh, just to recap a little bit of the Georgia Southwestern game, I think the one thing that probably sticks out to you is you played well in the first half, had a 10-point lead, but the 26-10 fourth quarter or third quarter by Georgia Southwestern was probably some parts of that third quarter you want to have back.
Well, I think the third quarter and even early in the fourth quarter, us scoring 11 points, I think we went 5.5 minutes without scoring to start the quarter, which was tough. But on the flip side, we gave up 26 points. We only gave up 19 points in the first half. So they started pounding the ball inside a little bit and hurt us in there. And then they went inside, outside, and made some threes. So give them some credit. But, we just got to do a better job of containing them defensively and be a little bit more physical inside. So that run hurt us. I thought, we got down. It looked bad, and I thought we had made a great run to get back in the game, and actually a great look with a chance to take the lead there with about 2 minutes left.
Absolutely. I think we've talked about how the team is resilient, always playing to the final whistle. The 12-0 run to tie the game must have been something that you were pleased with, the fact that the girls never gave up.
Yeah, and we got, I think we got the ball inside and got fouled once. We went behind the zone to a diving Jill who made a layup. But that was the problem the whole game. We just didn't get anything inside their zone. We struggled with our post play, I think, both in terms of scoring inside the zone and with some turnovers. So, that was tough. And then, Mel was struggling to make some shots. Now, we made 10 threes. We shot the ball well. We were 10 for 22 from the three. So, shot it well, but it's unusual where Mel's not making some threes. And so, the combination of that and turnovers, I think, were our downfall.
I think that's another point I was going to say, where it's rare to find Mel scoreless because of how much she can impact a game, especially from the perimeter. It was just one of those days, and as you said earlier, you might have to tip your cap to the Georgia.
Yeah, I think a combination of things. I think number one, she just didn't make some shots. Number two, that they warped their zone. And, they were, and on the flip side, we made 10 threes by other players. So I think, they gave up something by warping the zone toward Mel, too. We gave other kids open looks and made some shots. And even when we didn't make some shots, we missed some really good looks because they were trying to take Mel away in the zone. So I think it was a combination of both, yes.
And then another thing you must have been pretty pleased with is the fact that Shania Lester was able to get on the scoring board, not just contributing a few points here and there, but 12 points. She is just very fast, and you gotta love her speed when she gets up and down the court, and her special ability to drive the ball into the lane whenever she gets an opening.
Yeah, she does, and Shania really plays hard. She's good in transition, taking the ball to the basket. She's shooting it better. I think she made one big three for us. She actually had a three that would have gave us the lead, and that was a good look, and I thought that was going to go in. So she's shooting the ball better. So she's playing well, and Shania is a competitor.
I think you've been proud of your defense throughout the year. Going into Wednesday's game, your defense has allowed the fourth least amount of points throughout the season per average. What does that say about, I guess, your mentality when you approach to game day, especially on the defensive end?
Well, I think it starts with defense. If you've watched us play enough, and obviously I have every day in practice, we have some spurts where we struggle to score. And so we've got to be good defensively. We've got to be solid every possession. That was a disappointing thing about Saturday. I felt like we could have withstood some things if we'd had been a little bit better in the third quarter defensively. So we've got to go out and compete hard. We're going to be tested with I'm not sure if Woods will play or not. I think she had an ankle injury. She didn't play Saturday. But she is probably the strongest post player physically in the league. She does a great job of positioning herself. She seals you. If you front her, she walks you up the lane and gets lobs. If you don't and play behind her, she takes it to you. She's a great rebounder. And then on the flip side, they got Adderton, who I think is one of the most talented kids in the league. She had 36 points and 16 rebounds Saturday in the win against Flagler. So, those two, and they've got some other good players around them, but those two are going to be a handful, and we're going to have to really do a good job and on both of them. And even if Woods doesn't play, we're going to have to do a great job on Adderton.
You harped upon my next question, the fact that Adderton is fourth in the conference in scoring, averaging 16 a game, and Woods is second in the conference with rebounding, averaging 9 a game. But even if without Woods, they have 4 or 5 girls who are 5'10" or above on the floor, and they could possibly put all four of those players on the court at one time. So is height advantage something that you have to be cognizant about, especially crashing the ball?
I don't know if it's height, but their length. You know, they're just long, and they cause them deflections defensively. They mix their defenses a lot. They'll press you some, and they'll put Atherton at the point of their press, so she's hard to throw the ball around. They're long in their zones. They'll zone you some, and then they'll switch some stuff in man-to-man with their length. So, you know, obviously that's going to be a challenge is their length. So we've got to do a good job of recognizing things, making sure of our passes, because, again, they'll turn you over a little bit. You know, and it's really be solid defensively and on the glass. You know, their length on the glass. I mean, you know, Atherton had 16 rebounds the other night. And like you say, Woods is leading the league in rebounders. So they've got some good rebounders. So we're going to have to do a good job across the board.
Absolutely. Two more for you, Coach. Francis Marion overall, they averaged 39 rebounds a game. They scored 66 and only allow 68. So something tells me it's going to be a pretty low-scoring game, and probably who can ever make a late stretch or have that one run where it's maybe 8 or 10 consecutive points might be the difference.
Yeah, and that's the thing, I think, is it's which team can score on a consistent basis. I think both teams are pretty solid defensively. You know, which teams are going to be able to put the ball in the hole consistently. So we're going to have to make some shots. I hope we shoot it like we shot it today in practice, because we made some shots in practice, but we're going to have to knock down some shots. And I think we've got to do some stuff inside, too. I can't just rely on a perimeter game. So we've got to come through and get the ball inside and score some inside also. But you mentioned rebound. I think that's extremely important.
Absolutely. My last one for you is over the weekend, tragedy happened with the passing of Kobe Bryant and his daughter. My question for you is, what does Kobe Bryant mean to you in terms of basketball and even in women's basketball? Because his daughter was playing and just had a major impact both on and off the court, not just with men's basketball, but with basketball as a complete sport.
Well, first of all, let me say that I was in shock like everybody else is. You just don't expect anyone to die at 41, much less you know, an icon like he is. I wasn't a big fan of his early in his career. I guess it's because I was a kind of a Jordan guy. But the later he got in his career, I became a very big fan, and it was just because his work ethic. You know, he worked as hard as anybody I think that's probably played the game, and it's just his dedication to the game and to being the best he could be. And so I became a very big fan of him, and I think he, you know, once he moved on from basketball, did some good things in some other fields. The other thing, I think he was a great parent, and that, you know, as a parent, that means a lot to me. I think he was a great dad, and as sad as it is that he passed away, it's even sadder, I think, his 13-year-old daughter died. I mean, I couldn't imagine. So, just, you know, thoughts and prayers to the family. It's just a sad time.
Absolutely. Coach, thank you so much, and best of luck on Wednesday.
Thank you.